The Widow and Hawkeye are watching a couple of tourists. She tells Barton that they are Hydra agents. Natasha stops the couple in an alley and demands to give the parcel. The tourists drop their disguise and turn out to be robots. They attack the Widow and Hawkeye with laser beams from their eyes. Barton shoots explosive arrows at them. Natasha neutralizes the robots with electricity. In a suitcase, the Widow finds a crown in the form of a snake. She says that Hydra does not sell relics. They are only interested in weapons. In the Avengers Tower, Tony is trying to repair the arsenal. The Widow contacts him and asks for information about the crown found. Tony says that it is an object of ancient power and its origin is unknown. Hawkeye says that Thor is fighting a huge robot and he wants to help. But Tony orders him and the Widow to take care of the crown. Natasha believes what you need to find out who you are going to sell the crown to. The deal should take place on a cruise liner. There are tickets in the suitcase. Barton and Natasha change clothes and climb onto the ship under the guise of tourists. Clint is having a great time and having fun. Natasha is trying to figure out a spy. The Avengers are fighting giant robots on the streets of the city. The Hulk destroys one. Captain America damages the skin of the second and the Falcon blows up the robot. Thor strikes the third with lightning. Iron Man uses a repulsor and destroys the giant machine. Natasha and Clint meet with the buyer. He takes the crown and uses poison gas to kill the agents. Natasha and Clint rush in pursuit of the buyer. He turns off the disguise and turns out to be a resident of Atlantis. The Atlantean jumps into the ocean. Natasha believes that they missed him, but Clint took diving suits with him. Barton and Natasha dive into the water and chase the crown thief. The Atlantean passes the crown to Lady Zartra, Attuma's advisor. Zartra puts on the crown and summons Giganto, a huge sea monster. Giganto pulls Hawkeye into his mouth. The Widow informs the Avengers that Barton is dead. Iron Man and the others rush to Natasha. The Widow knocks the crown off Zartra's head and fights with her. Zartra throws Natasha onto the rocks and puts the crown back on. She orders Giganto to swallow the Widow, but the Avengers arrive on time. Thor throws a hammer at the monster. The Hulk punches him. Tony, he says that he fixes Barton's vital signs. Thor unclenches Giganto's jaws. The Hulk hits the monster in the stomach. Giganto is sick, and he spits out Hawkeye. Barton knocks the crown off Zartra's head with a shot. Giganto attacks the Hulk. Zartra wants to grab the crown again, but the Widow throws it away with a kick. Zartra asks the Avengers to give her the crown so she can overthrow Attuma. Barton says he trusts the Widow's instincts, so it's up to her. The Widow orders the Avengers not to attack. The Hulk asks to recall Giganto. Natasha is going to hand over the crown to Zartra, but a sea eel intercepts her. Attuma appears with his warriors and takes the crown. He puts on the crown. Now he controls Giganto. Attuma orders his warriors to attack the Avengers. The fight begins. The Avengers fight with Attuma's warriors. Thor throws a hammer in Giganto. The Hulk fights Attuma. The Lord of Atlantis is stronger than the Hulk when in his element. Barton uses ultrasonic arrows and directs Giganto at Attuma. The monster knocks Attuma down and the crown falls from his head. Barton picks up the crown and passes it to Zartra, who wants to kill Attuma, but the Widow stops her. Hawkeye throws a trident and chains Attuma to a rock. The Avengers want to take Attuma to the surface. Zartra says that the crown is too powerful a weapon and throws her into the abyss. The Avengers return to the tower. The Widow believes that someone can find the crown even in the depths of the ocean. Hawkeye says that he managed to fish and gives Tony the crown. The Avengers are on a flying shield aircraft carrier. Tony wants to use satellites to determine the location of the 5 Infinity Stones that fell to Earth after the crash of the Red Skull ship. Kyle Richmond, the S.H.I.E.L.D.'s director of interstellar operations, arrives on the bridge. Richmond offers the Falcon to leave the Avengers and join his team. Tony says that having all 5 stones Thanos could destroy the whole galaxy. Fury says that Tony should find these stones before anyone else. The aircraft carrier shakes and begins to fall on Chicago. The control systems are disabled and the Avengers need to start them manually. Tony sends the Hulk and Thor to the right engine. Hawkeye must find a vantage point to coordinate the actions of the team. the captain, and the widow take control of the ship, Tony is going to repair the aircraft carrier. The Falcon remains alone on the bridge. Hulk and Thor spin the engine blades. Stark manages to start the control system. The aircraft carrier lands hard on the water. Fury informs the Avengers that the accident on the aircraft carrier is a diversion. Richmond says that the cameras did not record anything, but the Falcon replies that he opened the records incorrectly. Richmond again offers Sam to join his squad because the Avengers are doing great without the Falcon. The Falcon manages to detect the intruder. In the tower, Tony tries to find data about the intruder in the database, but there are no coincidences. Sam comes to him and asks why he is in the Avengers. Tony replies that the Falcon knows everything perfectly well. An alarm sounds. The city is being attacked by Hydra robots. The Avengers are rushing to the scene. Robots are attacking the Museum of History. There is an old Hydra storage under the museum. One of the robots opens the vault. There are ancient runes inside. Thor and Hulk break into the vault. The robot attaches one of the runes to a magnetic device and throws it into Thor's hammer. The Hulk rushes at the robot and blows it. The rune opens a portal and Thor disappears into it. On the surface, the Widow and the Captain destroy the Hydra robots. Natasha understands that something is wrong. The actions of robots are not similar to the tactics of Hydra. The Avengers destroy the robots. Pink liquid flows out of the robots. All the Avengers are smeared with it. Tony says that it is harmless to ordinary people. The Falcon says that the liquid acts on gamma irradiated. The Hulk gets out of the vault. He giggles, then hugs Barton and falls asleep on the asphalt. Natasha says that her earphone is malfunctioning. She hears the word Sambuca and immediately falls asleep. The captain picks her up. Sokol says that Vova heard the code word and now won't wake up until she hears the word to wake up. Sam says that someone is removing the Avengers one by one. On the roof of the building, a man in a black suit with wings is standing and aiming at the Avengers. Sam says that when he was a SHIELD cadet, he developed a plan to neutralize the Avengers. The man in black fires a rocket at the Avengers. Hawkeye tries to release an arrow, but it explodes and stuns him. The Falcon deflects the rocket and it crashes into the building, disabling their all electricity. Iron Man inspects the roof, but the villain has already escaped. The Falcon says that the rocket should have turned off Tony's armor. Thor enters the realm of the demon Surtur and prepares to fight him. The villain Black Hawk penetrates the Avengers Tower. In the tower, Tony tries to create an antidote to wake up the Hulk. He asks Jarvis to help, but Jarvis is disabled. A portal opens and Thor flies into the tower head over heels. The portal opens again and drags Thor away. Sam says that Fury instructed him to develop a plan to eliminate each Avenger, and now someone has stolen his plan and is using it against the team. Sam says that against Iron Man he offered to use a spray with nanobugs to close the suit chip. Stark throws off his armor. A grenade can be used against the Captain, which resonates with his shield and enclosing the Captain in an impenetrable cocoon. The Captain decides to leave his shield. Sam turns on Jarvis and he informs that there is an outsider in the tower and he is hunting for the Alio Cube. Stark believes that this is Hyperion, who needs the Alio Cube to build his fortress. Stark takes the cube out of the safe. A Black Hawk bursts into the room and shoots an energy beam at Stark. The reactor in Tony's chest turns into an electromagnet and begins to attract all the metal in the room. The Falcon says that Tony must stop the reactor. The Captain attacks the Nighthawk. He throws the Captain aside and takes the Alio Cube. The Hawk raises the shield and throws it at the Falcon. The Captain intercepts the shield. An explosion is heard and the Captain finds himself in an energy trap. Hawk launches a cube into the sea and the citadel of Hyperion rises from the bottom. Hawk says that this warship can destroy any city. If people do not submit to it, it will destroy New York. Hawk brings the Falcon to the citadel. He says that he was the commander of Hyperion and the rest of his squad will arrive on Earth soon. Hawk needs Sam to track the Infinity Stones. Hawk takes off his mask and it turns out it's Kyle Richmond. The Falcon frees himself from the ropes and attacks the Hawk. He manages to pin the villain with the head of one of the statues. The Falcon tries to disable the Citadel's weapons, but the Hawk swoops on him again. The Avengers appear and attack the Hawk. Tony says that Sam managed to restore Jarvis and he found a way to revive everyone. The Avengers attack the Black Hawk. The Hulk bursts into the Citadel. Thor appears from the portal. The Falcon shouts that Thor needs to destroy the rune. The Hulk hits the hammer with his fist and destroys the magic stone. Stark shoots the Hawk and throws it away. Thor and the Hulk destroy the Citadel and destroy the main engine of the ship. The Citadel's weapons cease to function. The Falcon knocks out the Hawk with a punch. In the tower, the Avengers congratulate the Falcon on the anniversary of being in the team. Hyperion bursts into the Black Hawk cell on the SHIELD aircraft carrier and frees his commander. Hawk says it's time to assemble their team. Fury watches powerlessly as the villains fly away. Dear friends, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is important to me.